Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th episode of Yagate Kimi ni Naru, or Bloom Into You. Last episode, what happened? We began our summer training camp thingy that we're doing at the school for the student council, and, we have our three girls are all kind of fighting certain urges, which is interesting to see. But yes, for the most part, it's going to be going smoothly. A bit of a hiccup when Nanami realized that her sister wasn't quite what she thought she was, and kind of struggling with that a bit. But, quick talk with Sayaka seemed to deal with that rather nicely. However, I'm not sure where that puts you currently, but I guess we'll see. 3, 2, 1, play. 3D fan, good thing to start off on. One of us is missing. We must go find her. Yeah, the sun is just the worst in the morning, isn't it? There she is. She didn't get too far. So how you doing? Were you? Was anybody able to get some sleep? Let's do our best. Opening? Yeah. So not gonna talk to you at all about any of that stuff, I guess. Got some flowers in your hair there, Ueharu. In fact, she heard a Good Morning just this very episode, so. I never got fully used to this opening. It still looks weird to me. Just saw that overgrowth in the school. It just still looks weird. Oh, okay, it's confused for a second, but yeah, it's just a script. Someone doesn't seem all that focused on this. Again, those are fighting words. Yeah, that part's gonna get her. Yeah. So weird. So is this a script or is this just, her own thoughts? It's hard to tell anymore. Yeah. Might be getting a bit too into it. That's a bit awkward. But I guess we're just gonna think it's part of the acting. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Want a drink, girl? Again, you seems to be a little bit left out here. Yeah, she won't talk to me, so give me answers. Ignored. Spicy row. Well, that's a no. I'm not gonna talk to you about it. And I love that pouty look. Well, probably, but you should still talk to you about it. Wow. I'm already... So there's no need for you. I bet. Yeah, I bet. Okay. Doesn't necessarily work that way, but where she already established that she just wants to pick a mask and dedicate to it. So I guess you just kind of have to believe that. Okay. Yes, project your voice. I mean, I have a compressor, so it probably doesn't make that much of a difference if I yell, but... Well, that sucks. Try hacking it. I mean, it's decent acting. Yeah, it's a good idea. And yeah, you being the nurse still, it seems. Little clipboard. It just looks weird seeing that bed on like a stage. I don't know, it just looks weird. No, like, hospital-ish background behind it or anything. That's why you take notes. To avoid that. I mean, October 10th is a friend of mine's birthday, but... Probably not what it is here. But do you have to touch my thighs? Well, I'm sure your lover will help you with that. That line sounds familiar. Not the worst logic I've ever heard, but... I'm pretty sure. But, yeah. I think Sayaka was having some certain thoughts there. Is it an important day? It was circled on my calendar. Was it really that funny? That's gotta be hard for you to watch. Gotta do those vocal exercises. Yeah. Don't run. What? What was that reaction about? I guess I was just trying to build up the courage to say that. Sounds like fun. And back to the train. Just kind of stand here awkwardly, I guess. I always get nervous when I see anime characters by a train going by. Yeah, good times. Good times. Very, very good times there. I wouldn't mind if we got a little bit more of that. Come back to my place tonight. Oh, wow, she actually did more or less say that. Yes, 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 she does. I can answer for her. No, no, you're never too tired for that. Come on. Yeah, come on, not taking no as an answer. You're coming. In every meaning of the term. So she says. So come on over. Yeah, you've been spending so much time with Saika lately, she's feeling neglected. There's no problem there. No problem at all. Yes. There we go. Suddenly suffocating, so that's what they're into. Can I push the buttons, or... yeah. Guess it's feeling a little bit hot. Understandable. Oh yeah, that thing. She still has that. It's not what it looks like. I was just touching your stuff because I was bored. Don't worry. We could just share one. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me. Yeah, it's a good start. And, oh, okay. I was wondering why she invited her over and then scooted away, but that makes sense. A lap pillow. Nanami wasted no time getting on that. In other words, just stick it in my mouth while I'm down here. Nothing wrong with a little bit of grape. Where's the fun in that? You were supposed to stick it in yourself, but I guess that works. I don't know, I can live with this. This is fine. I never stopped. What are you talking about? I just thought we'd have a slightly different use for these popsicles, that's all. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was a good... That was good. And... there we go. I feel like it's been forever since we've went down this road, so... very nice. I can't see it, but I hope there's plenty of tongue action going on in there. Popsicles do that. I'm waiting for somebody to walk in, but... it keeps having the door framed that way in the shot, but... hasn't happened yet. I guess it could just be just limited amount of camera angles per small room, but I kept expecting that. So she actually is finally telling you about it. Playing with that hair. This is a very nice scene. This is all of what I wanted, really. I think that's what our little stage performance is supposed to kind of imply. Which is obviously the sister that you see, the sister that he sees. It strive to be you as waifu. Clearly. Well, I know what you mean, but you gotta become someone. I don't know, I kinda like you. And fingers laced. Well, not quite, but hand holding at least. Yes. Don't ask for the impossible. You struggling a bit. Fine, I won't fall in love with you, just keep kissing me. Oh man, that whispering. It's such a messed up way of thinking, but... wow, this scene. That was definitely something. I mean, pretty much everything I wanted from an episode was in one scene there. So I'd say I'm pretty happy with that. Though we haven't made much progress in Nanami's view of love. But... yeah, that's a little bit of a conflict. I heard that. Whew. Definitely need a fan for that room. Are we gonna change it after all? Okay. Obviously for Nanami's sake. Probably want to pick an ending that we want her to do. But even so, we will make it happen. What's your point, Mom? I got stuff to do. The show's almost over, running out of time. You didn't finish your sentence. It's just that I want to, you know, help my waifu. Well, I kind of picked him on that. Because you kept bringing it up like you want somebody to tell you. That'd be hard to answer. Yes. I don't know why I got chills from that. Suppose that's true. Looks like you was able to help. That is a pretty big flaw, I admit. Why do you sound so angry? I know, right? Sometimes you gotta take what you can get. Don't worry, we'll have this rewritten by next episode. Gotta work hard. Well, that doesn't matter. What matters is Koyomi. Yes. Do you have an answer for her? That's not the answer. Yes, you keep saying that. Somebody turn the fan off. uh... Well, you kind of have to if you want to have a happy romance with her. Okay. That was the 12th episode of Yagate Kimi ni Naru. And this episode... Well, this episode, obviously, we were getting into the stage performance story that they're doing, as well as how it connects to Nanami, which led to a very interesting scene with them doing the rehearsal. Because when Nanami's saying the lines of the play, the problem is that it resonates with her, you know, her own feelings, you know. So what that does is it kind of triggers some emotions within her, which actually leads to a pretty convincing, you know, performance from her. Everybody was pretty impressed by that, but they didn't realize quite why it ended up the way that it did. But, you know, this is definitely a very interesting way to go about helping someone with their personal trauma issues by making them kind of relive it sort of through a work of fiction that has some similarities, and they act in the role, kind of guide them through a pathway to a better ending for themselves. It's very interesting how the show does that. That's really cool. Did not expect this sort of thing when I first started watching the show, but this seems to be really what it's been building up to, this big thing, a way to really help Nanami that really comes together in the end. So that was pretty interesting to see. Although the one thing though is that we as the audience don't really know exactly what the script is, So sometimes I was kind of expecting her to unintentionally go off script, just say what's truly on her mind. But even if she did that, I wouldn't be able to notice it. It would have to be a character to point it out for me, like that's not in the script. I kept kind of waiting for a moment like that, but I never quite got something like that. So what it just amounted to was her having a very good performance and then not fully understanding why it was as good as it was. But yeah, that was definitely a pretty interesting scene, especially later on when he's like, that wasn't quite as good as this morning. When she got pretty emotional and pretty into it, but there's clearly a reason for that. But another big thing of the episode was some nice Nanami Yu alone time that we got. Obviously, last episode and some of this episode, we were getting a lot of Sayaka and Nanami. Which is, nice, they're friends, and it's good that Sayaka can help her out, but the show really is about Yu and Nanami as kind of the focal point. So, obviously, Yu has to make some room in there for herself and not feel completely pushed out, like what Sayaka's kind of trying to do. Saying things like, don't worry, I got this, it's fine, don't worry, I'll help her, there's no need for you. Basically what she was saying. But Yu is not going to take that line down, so she did take the initiative. She invited her to walk home with her, probably with the plan to invite her into her home, and into her room specifically. And she did that. She obviously came to her room once before, which was pretty nice, but this time we definitely tried to make some progress there in various ways. Now, both of them are considering doing some lewd things when they got in there, and, they kind of didn't go super far or anything, but what did we get, intimacy-wise, physical-wise? We got Nanami. She invited Yu over to sit down, scoot over just a bit to get the lining right, and then, bam, decided to go for the lap pillow, which is always a very nice thing. Then we had at least a couple kisses. We had some laying down on the bed together and snuggling, and maybe some more kisses. So pretty good stuff, I would say. I thoroughly enjoyed all of that. But not only did we get that stuff, we also had Nanami finally actually talking to Yu a little bit about what happened, which he kind of already said to Sayaka, which is great to see. That's kind of what I meant. That's kind of what I meant about how I loved everything about that scene. It gave me everything I wanted. It gave me the physical intimacy between them, which is something I really enjoy watching. And also had Nanami actually talking to Yu about what had happened, which was something I was also waiting for. So that was great that we got to have all that kind of in one scene. So a pretty efficient time usage there, I would say. And also kind of reiterating some of Nanami's thoughts on love and stuff. And that hasn't changed much so far, even though her mask is starting to kind of crack a little bit. Starting to reconsider some things, but her core belief system hasn't quite been changed yet. She just kind of gotten to the point of maybe asking some questions and having some doubts, but haven't fully enacted any true change in her character yet. But, they are starting to see the similarities. They are clearly seeing the similarities between the story and Nanami's own personal circumstances, and talking about the idea of whether or not it's the right idea to just pick a mask and wear it in all scenarios, whether or not that's a flawed way of thinking or not. But Nanami seems to still be pretty dedicated to that, Also, her idea of don't fall in love with me, because I can't love somebody that likes something that I hate. It sounds so ridiculous when you try to say that out loud. But I get where she's coming from, sort of, even though it's really weird, twisted form of logic. It's still, there's still some logic there. But at the same time, Yu likes Nanami, so Nanami hating herself, it is something that Yu likes that bothers her, and it's all just a very weird abomination of feelings there, for lack of a better way to put it. But Yu's not going to take this lying down. She knows that the play is a very good chance to enact some change in Nanami, because we already have Nanami in it. She's already in a role that we have control over. Like, we can control whatever she says if Koyomi, she writes a script. So Yu does have that sense of control that she can make her say, put her through whatever she wants her to do, basically like a puppet. I mean, not a great way to phrase it because it sounds very manipulative when you put it that way. But pretty much it's a chance to really enact some change in Nanami, and she knows that, and I like how she's trying to make the best of that. She acknowledges the problems of the story, with the concept, with the choice, or the ending, and tried to give it a different solution. Because honestly, that's not a very good solution, If you lost your memories, you don't know what to do, you decided, well, I guess I'll just act like what one of these people wants me to act like, I'll just make the best of that, I guess. Really not an ideal solution, it never was. I think everybody kind of knew that, but nobody was really thought of a better ending, really. But you had Yu, who definitely did think of a better ending, and talked to Koyomi about it to work on something. With her biggest criticism of it being the fact that it's completely based off of the past, what she did and learned in the actual time frame that the play takes in didn't really amount to too much. So that was the biggest flaw. I wonder what the exact ending will be in the end. I mean, I guess it'll be just something about I don't have to wear any of these masks. I'll just act like how I want to act now and not be tied by the chains of my past. It could be something like that, if that makes sense at all. But that's kind of the only thing I can really think of, to be honest. But I'm also, since we're already messing with the script, I hope you can convince Koyomi to switch some roles and make you, Nanami's lover in the play, make Sayaka the nurse. I think that would be good if we could pull that off. She didn't talk about that at all, but it'd be nice. I did like how Koyomi kept trying to fish for some answers about why suddenly you care so much about this play that she's barely cared about for most of it. But she never gave a straight answer because, I mean, she can't really. She can't just say, well, I'm in love with Nanami, but I can't really tell her that. We're sort of a couple right now, but sort of not. Like, it's kind of a secret that I love her. And if she finds out I love her, we won't have kissy fun time anymore. It's kind of complicated, but basically I want to change her to make things to benefit her and benefit possibly their relationship as well. I mean, she's mostly talking about just helping Nanami, not so much making their relationship more better. But I do think that's part of it as well, and will be a result of it, of course, even though it's not her main focus. But I think I've already talked about this episode more than I probably should have, but I thought it was pretty good. I was pretty happy with this episode. I like how things were developing. I mean, nothing too surprising there with Nanami wanting to change the ending. That was pretty foreshadowed for a while. You had Koyomi basically talk a lot about, not being super happy with the ending and wanting to change it, so you could predict it was going to be changed at some point, so that wasn't too surprising. It's just a matter of what exactly will happen, how Nanami will take it, how everyone else will take it, and how it will go. And I look forward to finding out all of that next episode. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.